Blog Talk Radio.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Crossfire the Crusader, and welcome to Superhero Academy, the show where everybody's a teacher and everybody's a student, because we all have something to learn and we all have something to teach, and we are learning how to impact our communities as members of the real-life superhero community. Joining me here this week is our visiting professor. Our special guest is Miss Kitty Burton from Heart Heroes and Power Capes. Say hi to everybody, Kitty.
Hello.
Callers, be gentle on her. She's new to our community, so she probably don't understand our insanity. But I stumbled up on Heart Heroes through a friend of mine on my Facebook, actually, and learned a little bit about what they do. And they have an amazing, amazing ministry, amazing work that they do in something very simple. It kind of touches my heart. Now, when I first started doing Crossfire the Crusader, I auditioned for that reality show, Who Wants to Be a Superhero? And one of the things that they did when we auditioned was they handed us a little plastic cape that said, Who Wants to Be a Superhero, Sci-Fi Channel. And I took that cape and I gave it to a young man, about 4 years old. It was his birthday, and I found out he loved superheroes. And when I gave it to him, I made him promise to clean his room. I made him promise to listen to his mom and dad and eat his vegetables. And they reported back to me that he wore the cape everywhere, and it just made this big impact because he cleaned his room without being told. He did his chores without being told. He became a new kid when he put the cape on, and it was just a really amazing little story. But when I learned about Power Capes, they're taking it one step further because they're taking it to some young men and women that are in some very dire straits. And so let me turn it over to Kitty. And Kitty, just tell me, how did this all begin as Power Capes and Heart Heroes? Just tell us all about what you do.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am the mother of 3 children, and they are the ages 9, 5, and 3. And my 3-year-old was born with congenital heart disease, and he basically was born with a half a heart, is kind of the term that they use. And we did find out early on, before he was born, that he would have this. There's not a lot of awareness for congenital heart disease and congenital heart defects, and so, I live in Omaha, Nebraska, and there's a great organization called Midwest Heart Connection, and through this organization, I met several other moms that, shared in some of the same trials and struggles and ups and downs that we face dealing with a child that has an illness, and we provided each other with support, and we had seen, I want to say maybe about a year and a half or 2 years ago, something on the Today Show about a mother that had hand-sewed her daughter a cape for cancer, and it was called a caring cape. And that stuck with me, and last year about this time, I called these 2 friends up and said, let's meet for coffee, and we did. And over a cup of coffee, we cried and laughed. I had an upcoming appointment with my son that didn't go as hoped. And I looked at those 2 and I said, my kid's going to have a cape. And I said, he's a hero. He's a heart hero. And I I want to get him a cape. And that was the night that Heart Heroes was born. And I went home and did some research and found this company online that was called Power Capes, and I just loved everything that it was about. And I sent them an email, and within 24 hours, a gentleman named Justin emailed me back, and it just kind of went from there. And they were on board 100%, and we're actually looking for somebody to partner with to help provide some community awareness and support, and it just fit. And we basically provide superhero heart capes to children born with congenital heart disease, even adults. These capes provide them with comfort to get through their many operations and doctor's visits, as well as give them strength and courage, and in return help spread awareness for congenital heart disease, because there's just not enough out there.
Wow. So you told me offline that you had some interesting testimonials there, especially one in the email. Why don't you go ahead and share that with us real quick?
Well, you know, we have a Facebook page, Heart Heroes, and a lot of people will write in and share, you know, that their child got their cape, and they post some awesome, awesome pictures of their kids. And, you know, Justin has this term that he ends every email with, and it's happy flying. And, I mean, that's exactly what these kids are doing in those pictures. But I did log on to my website today, or to my email, and I had an email that just said, thank you, with about 20 exclamation points, and it said, I run a site called Heart Parents, and last night we talked about how happy our children are with their capes. I have shared your link with some new parents to the site. Also, here are pictures of my daughter. She wore her cape in a Christmas parade on Saturday, and she wore the patch on her brownie vest. Here are 2 other heart children. Thank you again for the gift of happiness that you have given. So, I mean, that was just one of many emails that have been sent to us. Basically, I think our goal in the beginning was to get capes out to everybody in Omaha, but, I mean, we've gone nationwide. We have people that are in dire need of capes all over the United States. We started getting contacts from Germany and, I mean, Russia and New England, and, I mean, it was just unbelievable. Ireland. We've got requests coming in from all over the place. And so we really need support and backing and donations. And, you know, we're trying to get capes out. We do have a waiting list right now. We have about 200 kids that are waiting for a cape. And so, I mean, we're just plugging along. And but there's 3 of us that are co-founders, and we basically are doing our best to, you know, get as many out there as we can.
Now, I was reading on the site. These are all made like on a sewing machine at home. These are not factory-made capes. These are all personally made by real moms and everything. You know, it's not just a generic product. It's an actual made with love kind of product, isn't it?
It is, and they're all handmade. We've got pictures on our site, actually, of them making them in their capes, and they all have a unique logo, which is a Heart Heroes logo that basically, you know, kind of personalizes the cape. And then each cape is personalized for the child, so it's their child's favorite color. It's got their favorite design on it. It might have their initial on it. It's personalized for that child. And so it's not just a generic cape that's made, that's handed out. It has meaning. We have capes that go out to angels that need them to fly in heaven. We have capes that go to the families of an angel. And, I mean, I've got adult capes that go out to adults that have been a hero all their life and never been recognized. So, wow. I mean, it's for everybody. And it might be used to cuddle up on the couch and cover up with it. You know, it might be used or held by the mom as their child undergoes open heart surgery for the 3rd time. You know, there's just meaning there.
Well, that's really, really neat. But just off the top of your head, do you know how many capes you have put out through Heart Heroes?
Just under 200 that have gone out or in the process of going out right now.
And that's in a period of a year?
And we originally had hoped to hit maybe around 50. I mean, originally our goal was, okay, if we can get 50 CAPES out to the 50 kids that are born at Children's Hospital in Omaha, Nebraska this year, we will have a good start. And we've really surpassed that goal. And, I mean, the generosity of friends and family and the community. We've really done one major fundraiser this year, and we actually are super excited about an upcoming one that we're having in February. And that we feel like there was just an angel watching over us, because a gentleman that had heard about Power CAPES and unfortunately had lost a father to congenital heart disease at the age of 30. The father died at the age of 30. And he had a huge passion, and he saw what we were doing and said, I'm planning a fundraiser. I want to do this for you. And so we're super excited about that. It's going to be a bowling event, CAPES for Courage, and we're super excited about that.
Well, we should definitely get you in contact with the people over at RLSH.org. Get on the message board there and just kind of share what you do there, because I'm fairly certain we've got some members that are in the Omaha area, up in that area, that would probably be interested in helping out with some of these events to help you with your fundraising. I know there's some that's within driving distance of there, right off the top of my head, that would be more than willing, I'm sure, to join in and help such a great cause, and it couldn't hurt to have more superheroes show up to your event, I'm sure.
We would love it. And, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I was going to say, why don't you go on ahead and you have some more testimonials you can share with us of what's happened, in this past year. I love hearing those kind of stories. It just almost chokes me up, the first one. I don't know how many of those I can handle, but I would love to hear what you've got.
Okay. Here's one. Let's see here. I'm looking for ones that have been received. There's just a bunch here. So I apologize. It's taken me so long.
Well, while you're trying to figure out where you're at, I need to share something I forgot to share. One thing we do on the show every week is I have an area called the Drop Zone for people like me that are trying to get into superhero shape, and I have an amazing report this week. Since last Sunday, I got on the scales this morning. I have lost 14 more pounds. That is a total of 23 pounds in the 5 weeks we've been doing this show. So I'm feeling really good, and the weight has finally decided to break loose and start coming off, and I'm waiting to hear how Skyman's doing. I want to hear his report, because he was showing me out there for a while, so I'm waiting for him to call in and see if he beat me out again this week. But that's the 23 pounds total, 14 of it this week. And I'm fixing to be skinny and good looking and ready to wear the real spandex and not just the super suit that I got now. I might even have the good folks here at Power CAPES make me something.
Well, that's great. Congratulations.
I tell you what, it's been a challenge. The pizza guy is my arch enemy and my best friend at the same time.
Did you find a program, or what are you doing?
Just little changes. I cut back from 2% milk to 1% milk, cut out the Cokes and Dr. Peppers, and gave up coffee, which was the real kicker. Giving up coffee was a hard one, because Mr. Coffee's my sidekick, He's, but I cut out the caffeine, cut back on sweets, and just try to be a little more active. And just what I decided to do was make small changes, one little thing at a time. It's like eating that proverbial elephant. You take a bite at a time. You don't try to eat it in all one bite. And it started out slow, and each step that I take, I see more progress and things happen a little better. So 23 pounds in 5 weeks, that's a pretty good loss, and I'm hoping for it to continue along that line.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Several guests in the I've got several guests that are in the chat room. Anybody that's in the chat room that feels like calling in, feel free. Several of them no name. I do see Lord Malignance. You are welcome also to call in here. We do welcome members of our real life super villain community. I warned you about the insanity, so we have our little games that we play online also. But we welcome callers of all kinds here. And, again, we have Kitty Burton from Heart Heroes and Power Capes. Anybody that wants to call in for the show, the call-in number is 917-889-3317. That's 917-889-3317 to call in for Superhero Academy. Now, Kitty, you had another testimonial for us?
I sure do. This one is from a mother that said, I received Xander's cape today. Thank you so much. It is amazing. I will get pictures up very soon. My son is awaiting his first open heart surgery in the spring, and his cape will be going to the hospital with us. Thank you again so much. Lots of hugs. Here's another one. Thank you so much for the wonderful cape for my son, Ellis. He is 4 and is 2 years past his Fontan, which is a third surgery for a hypoplastic left heart. He absolutely loves it and was very excited to get a parcel in the post, too. As soon as I get the chance, I will post some pictures. Thanks again. Here's one. My son, Christopher, is 9 months old. He is a hypoplastic left heart and post-Glenn, which means he's had 2 open hearts. Thank you so very much for the Heart Hero cape. My son is my hero. He is a hero. I can't wait till he's walking and running so I can take pictures of him and his cape. And, on our website, too, or on our Facebook page are a lot of testimonials and pictures. Here's one that says, Eddie is in his Heart Hero cape. He loves it. He has a hypoplastic left heart and will turn 3 in a couple of weeks. God is getting him through. Something that, I think is really interesting to share is at our last event, a parent or somebody had stepped forward and said, how do you know that people are really in need of a cape, that they're an actual heart hero, and not just somebody, out there requesting a cape online. And, I think it's important to say that these cape requests that come in, they're not cape requests where they're one-word answers. At the bottom of the cape request, it says, tell me about your heart hero. And there are parents and cape requests coming in that write not only 2 and 3, but 4 and 5 pages of their hero and what their hero has been through, and, the numerous surgeries and the struggles and the, other underlying medical causes or medical hurdles that are happening. It's amazing. And so when you get a request like that, that nobody's just writing in to get a cape. These are people that cherish these capes. And if you look at these pictures, you can just see it. It's amazing. We've been lucky enough to have a photography company in town provide us with capes for our heart kids, and they basically will allow heart children to go in there with their capes and photograph them for free. And it's amazing. They've done, a lot of pictures for us on our website and have really been good supporters for us, and so that's been wonderful too.
Wow. Since doing this, you're dealing with some powerful, powerful emotions here. There's nothing more precious in the world than your child, and when these people pour out their hearts, what's going on with their heart hero, with their children, and you're providing these capes, what kind of emotional toll, what kind of emotional boost, just what kind of things do you go through since you've been doing this? Just how has it affected your life?
Well, I guess it's a little bit different just because I do have a heart child, so I'm not only just out there doing this as something to do, I'm doing it because I have an investment and an interest, and without research, my kids won't live past the age of 20. And so I am out there trying to not only provide comfort and support for these children and their parents, but also say, we got to get the word out. People need to know that CHD is out there, and more children die and are diagnosed with congenital heart disease than all childhood cancer combined, yet funding is not even a fourth of what it is for cancer. And so funding for research. And so, that tells you that there needs to be some awareness out there. And so I just only hope that by people seeing these capes and, people at the hospital seeing a little child in the elevator and seeing Heart Hero, that they'll realize there's little babies that have heart disease. And basically, I think I have a statistic here which I think is really interesting. But for every dollar provided by the National Medical Funding Arm for the American government, for the National Institution of Health, only 1 penny is provided for pediatric research. And of that penny, only a portion goes to support research for heart defects. And, of course, the most common being children's heart disease. So, if that tells you anything, a penny of a dollar goes to pediatric research, and only a portion of that penny goes to congenital heart defect research. That's nothing. And so I just, I pushed for that. And, the support too, we have heart heroes, but a lot of, our doctors are heroes too. They're heart heroes. My son has needed a hero watching over him many times during his surgeries, and he's awaiting his 3rd open heart surgery right now. And he's 3. That's 1 a year, and he's amazing. And his CAPE is, we just went to the hospital this past week, and I'll tell you what, we were up that morning getting that CAPE and getting it ready, and, he's going to need this, and Mommy's going to need this, and I want all these kids to have CAPES. I think it's more than a material thing. It's, these kids are heroes, and they're not recognized for it, and these parents are heroes, and it's so much more than just a CAPE. And I think Justin at Power Capes have realized that. They have, seeing the kids in these capes and realizing, what it's done for them. And, what better gift than to give a child a cape to help them fly and get through their hurdles and their triumphs. And, when my little boy was born, another parent gave me a pair of running shoes. And it was a baby pair of running shoes. It was just a itty-bitty baby pair of shoes. And it was tied on a string. And they told me, they said, you need to hang this pair of shoes on your kid's crib to remind your child of the marathon that he's going to have to run for life, that he's going to have in life. He's going to have a marathon. And those running shoes are going to signify every day he's going to have to run a marathon to get through that day. And, it's a symbol of what these kids go through. And, I don't know. It's powerful. I hope that people in other states will try to do fundraisers to raise money so we can get CAPES out there for everybody. Just being us in Omaha, do I see that we will be able to come up with enough? No. I would like to see some other parents, take charge and say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do Heart Heroes here, and I'm gonna link with us, and let's get more CAPES out. Let's do some fundraisers, and it's even the little fundraisers that add up. It's even the neighbor that says, you know what, Kitty, I want to give a CAPE a year. You remind me every year at Christmas, and I'm going to write you a check. That's important. That every little bit. We right now are able to get our price down to $25 a CAPE, and if you figure, you get people to just give that little CAPE. And the great thing too is families can go online and they can have their children create the CAPE for a child. It's a virtual kind of website where you can design the CAPE right there and see it, like a 3D image. It's awesome. And what greater thing to sit down as a family and say, you know what, there's a child that needs a CAPE out there. Let's design him one, and let your kids get involved and do it. It's amazing. So I just hope more people will invest in that. And we've tried to reach out to some real life superheroes just through Facebook, and trying to get some publicity or some people to see Heart Heroes, maybe some sponsorship or something like that. As you probably know, Shaun White was born with a congenital heart defect. And, we've posted some stuff on his website too, as far as, him being a hero and helping promote Heart Heroes and stuff like that as well. So, haven't had any luck, but that's okay. It's baby steps, and you know, maybe one day we'll be able to really get a lot of capes out there and not have a waiting list.
Well, you said it costs about $30 to make one of those?
Well,
Somebody
right now, what's that?
Go ahead.
$25 right now for a cape.
25. If somebody wanted to sponsor that, we can go to the website there and actually make a donation at the site, correct?
You can. You bet. And you can, you know, order as many capes as you want or whatever, and then we will distribute them to the child.
Has there ever been any discussion, or maybe you already do this, I know on the, when you donate money to the groups that feed the children in these underprivileged countries, a lot of times they'll give you a testimony of that child, but you kind of follow their life, you know, like you adopted them. Is there any talk of doing anything like that? You know, like, you know, we've got a young man in this place that needs a cape, we can't afford it, and let people actually do like the angel tree kind of thing, and we have a need for a cape in Omaha, we have a need for a cape in Kansas City, and possibly have that, you know, type of sponsorship out there. Is there any discussion along those lines?
We have, and in the beginning we did have a couple donations that, you know, the person that was submitting the cape was able to kind of track how their child was doing. I do track all of that myself just for personal reasons, you know, whoever donates the cape and who the cape goes to. However, with medical issues and medical conditions, you run into the whole HIPAA thing. And, I mean, we'd have to have a release from the family saying that, you know, we're allowed to give their information. And so, I mean, it's possible if somebody were to specially request that we want to follow the child. But the other great thing, too, is a grandparent can go on and order a Heart Hero cape for their child, you know, if they have a grandchild that has a heart defect. So it doesn't have to be somebody ordering for somebody you don't know. You know, so, you know, I mean, I think that makes it special, too, because, you know, siblings, maybe they find out, you know, their mom is going to have a child with congenital heart disease. What better gift than for your siblings to be able to go online and create their own baby brother or sister, their very own superhero cape. I mean, my two children made my child a bear at Build-A-Bear, and we put extra hearts in it, and we put wings on it. But how special would it have been at that time for my kids to go online and make their baby brother a cape and design it? I mean, to me, that's memorable.
I definitely agree. That is not only is it fun, I mean, it's so personal and special to the child that's getting it and the people that are making it. These are here so by moms. How many moms do you have making these? Because you mentioned that you're about 200 backlogged, and I'm sure you could probably would welcome other people that do sewing and such like that to kind of help pick up some of that slack.
Actually, it's not sewing them the problem. It's just getting the money to get them out. I mean, we have a wait list because we don't have enough money to send capes to these people. Power Capes has the ability to get the capes done and out. We just don't have the money. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, getting them made is one thing. Getting them shipped is another altogether.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, we need donations, and that's our big thing is, you know, we were actually worried in the beginning that we were going to have a hard time finding kits because of HIPAA and, you know, the whole confidentiality thing. But, I mean, cape requests come in daily. You know, there's some days I get as many as between 20 and 25 cape requests for kids that need capes. But right now we don't have enough fundraising or donations coming in that I can purchase them.
Well, that's wild. I definitely will look into options. I mean, we always talk about creative fundraising, and I will definitely look at options to put some information out about the need for this and see if we can't send some money your way from the Real Life Superhero community. And one thing I will throw my name out there as a volunteer. If you have a young person in the Central Arkansas area that's needing a cape and you would like it delivered by somebody as a Real Life Superhero, you send me an email and make the arrangements, and I will personally suit up and take it up to them where they're at and make it even special. You know, I'll do the whole you are a sidekick here, or you are a superhero, whatever speech, and give it to them personally and just make it even that much more better, and no cost there whatsoever for me to do that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm sure that there are several others of my friends in this community that would be more than glad to do the same thing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I am thoroughly amazed at the amount of people out there that are supportive and you know, as kind as you, that, you know, have taken an interest in you know, real life superheroes and you know, what we're doing as well. So.
I actually got started into what I'm doing here as a professional clown. I am a children's entertainer. I don't maintain any kind of secret identity. I'm not Batman. I'm more a fat man, as we discussed earlier. But I started out as a clown. Went from there into Renaissance fairs doing court gesturing. When I turned into a full-time business for me for a short period of time, I began doing the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and Elvis and other characters. And one of the evolutions of this process was the creation of the character Crossfire the Crusader to audition for a reality show. And it's just another outlet for me to bless the lives of children one way or another. I've done, you know, been able to do fundraisers for, like, so for this young lady that has cancer. She's 4 years old with a stage 3 cancer, and she is a fighter. And to be honest, I may make arrangements to order her a cape because, like I said, she is my hero. She is just many adults at the stage where she's at would have already given out, and she just won't give up. I mean, through losing her hair, through the chemo, through everything that has just knocked her on her tail, she just keeps fighting, and it just amazes me the heart that these young children have. Again, they don't have this preconceived idea that when somebody my age hears the word cancer or heart disease or whatever, it's like you just took a balloon and stuck a pin in it. When a kid hears it, they're like, they don't know what that is. They just know that they're not going to give up. They're going to get better. They're going to run. They're going to play. They're going to live their life to the most. And that's just so inspiring to me and so powerful. And I just want to do everything I can to help them. And I just want to grab them up in my arms and just hold them tight and just let them know somebody cares. And when I first learned about what you do, I was like, wow, these people, they've so got this. They're seeing the same thing. And your testimonials and the ones on your site here, Lord Moline that's over here on the message board has posted links to several of them, and I'm reading these things, and it's like, wow, I don't know how many of them I could read before I get choked up and can't talk, because it's just so amazing to hear these kids that have so much working against them, and then they're getting so much strength from just something as simple as a cape.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the testimonials just keep coming. There's just such a need, and there's so many heroes out there, like you said, whether it's heart disease or it's, you know, childhood cancer. There's just so many out there.
Oh, I'm telling you. Now I'm still kind of waiting on some more callers here. We were expecting Justin to call in because I wanted to kind of talk to him about Power Capes also does fundraisers for other charities. Is that correct? Or do you know that?
Power Capes, I believe Power Capes does. That's more Justin's area. I think they've started doing a lot more of that.
Yeah, we definitely was wanting to find out more about that also, and maybe combine your need with their ability and then do a combination Power Cape fundraiser for Heart Heroes.
Yeah, and I know, awesome. You know, isn't there some world record for the most real-life superheroes in one place at one time?
They were doing something along that line of superheroes. It wasn't necessarily real-life superheroes, but it was people dressed as superheroes in conjunction with this Mega Master or something like that just came out, that Will Ferrell cartoon.
Okay. We were looking.
Will Ferrell freaks me out.
how great would it be to get us some statistical data of the number of heart children or CHD patients per area on the United States map, and find a central location and have a huge gathering of heart heroes in one place at one time, and have it be heart heroes, and really help promote CHD and try to get some public attention and people involved. And I know Justin from Power Capes was so on board with that. In fact, it was his idea. And
I've got a caller here. Hold on a second. Area code 512. Welcome to Superhero Academy. Who do I have here?
This is Justin from PowerCapes.com.
Good.
Hey, Justin, thank you for calling in. You have great timing. I was just talking about you.
I know. I've been listening to the show, and I wasn't going to call because Kitty's doing such a great job, and her story is so much more important than my role, so I just sat back and listened.
I want to hear from both. I want to hear all of it, because when I hear a group like yours doing such important work, some people might look down on it and just say, just a cape. It's a cape. It's not just a cape. It's not just anything. It's a powerful tool to help a kid find their inner hero to overcome these obstacles. And I'm amazed by what y'all do. So I'm glad to have you. And again, thank you both for being here. Tell us a little bit, Justin, about the fundraising ability with Power Capes that you offer.
Yeah, we do a lot of different things. The primary group that we work with is Kitty over there at Heart Heroes, and we work very closely with them. If you do go to our website, you'll see, a promotional spot on our homepage for them. We have some dedicated space on our homepage that they can either, purchase directly from us or get directed to the Heart Heroes website, however it's easiest for them. But we really allow any company to do a fundraiser where they can do it for a school, a nonprofit, where they, buy capes, and a portion will go towards any organization. But what we do with Kitty is a little more in-depth than what we do with really anybody else. We helped her with the patch and getting this patch put on the capes, and the price is still lower than anybody else. And we ship it and everything for the Heart Heroes, or most of them. Some will also send directly to Kitty. So now I'm getting way off track. What were we talking about?
Fundraisers.
Fundraisers, yeah. So we have some different options, but it's really just you can use the capes as a fundraiser, whereas with Kitty we're actually trying to provide capes for the Heart Heroes.
Oh, really, really good there. Now, Kitty, you were talking about getting the kids together. In my mind is working overtime on that. I love that idea. One thing I would suggest to you, if you're not familiar with it, every summer they have the Superman Festival in Metropolis, Illinois. They actually have a giant Superman statue there, and it's probably one of the bigger gatherings of costume players, real-life superheroes, Superman fans, cartoon fans in the country. And I think it would just be amazing if you had 200 or 300 Heart Heroes just descend on that, and like these are kids these are the real heroes, and let them be out there with the people that are in the Superman suit, that are people that are in their particular created character, like the real life superheroes or the cosplayers, and let them interact, and the attention that would bring to Heart Heroes and Power Capes and to the cause. I think that would be amazing. What do you think about that?
I do. Where's that at? That's in what? Illinois?
Metropolis, Illinois. It is right in the middle of the country. Metropolis, just like in the Superman comics. Metropolis, Illinois.
Okay, and that's every summer?
Every summer they have the Superman Festival there, and they'll generally have like the lady that plays Lois Lane on the original Superman black and white TV show, and members of the cast of Smallville and other shows like that. There will be special guests there. They have their costume contest, and it's a big deal for an entire weekend there. probably by this time of the year it'd be hard to get a hotel room in that area. But that would be an awesome opportunity if you were going to try to gather Heart Heroes together. I think that would probably be one of your best opportunities right there.
Yeah, you bet. I didn't know about that. I'll have to do some research. Did you, Justin?
I am not aware of it, but Kitty and I have been talking about doing an event similar to that where we, Power Capes actually would support the whole event, and that might be a good opportunity for us to look at.
Oh, definitely. Just look it up online. I will look it up and email. I got your email address, and so I'll look it up and send you the link to that afterwards. Just like I said, that would be a prime opportunity because it does. Here I have the Lord Malignus in the chat room. If you're signing in the chat room, Justin, he's got the link posted to us already. I want to thank him, our real life supervillain counterpart here. He has helped me out with a lot of links here in the chat room today. So that's a big help. But he's got links to Metropolis Tourism and the Superman Celebration itself there in the chat room that you link to, and I will also email those to you after the show.
Great.
Yes, that would be good. I think Power Capes definitely needs to get the word out there, and people need to know they're out there because what you are doing is amazing. And I encourage both of you to, when you get a chance, just go over and start you an account at on the message boards for reallifesuperheroes.org. It's RLSH.net is the actual message board. They got links to it over there from the main site, which is .org. I'll send you that link also, and get to know some of the people in the community and be prepared because, like I've told you all along, we have some crazies. I don't claim to be too sane myself. Anybody that runs around in a super suit doing good deeds is out of the ordinary, but out of the ordinary is a good thing, I think. So, but I do believe you meet a lot of people over there that are very like-minded and be very glad to help support what you do and learn about what you do. One of the reasons I had you on here.
Well, and I thank you for really having us. But really, like I said, this we talked originally, and I thought about it, and really Kitty and the Heart Heroes are really who needed to be on here because it just, you heard from when she talked, me and my wife are sitting here crying hearing some of the stories that she's telling, and
oh, yeah.
It means so much. So it's really, to keep the focus on the Heart Heroes and supporting Kitty and what they're doing over there, I think that's the important thing right now.
But, Justin, don't you think it was almost like it was just too easy? It was meant to be? I mean, I emailed you, and your response to me was, oh, my gosh, this was like I was just thinking this.
It was remarkably funny because we were just in the middle of redoing our website, and, coincidentally we were able to get the Heart Hero information on there, and we were just starting up, and it was great.
Sometimes the best things in life all together,
You don't seem to realize the cosmic importance of this.
That sounds good there. I try to throw in those little.
And I know Justin's even talked about coming, to town possibly for our big February event, which, I think I would love to see, other areas have a similar, Capes for Courage event to raise money for this. I think that would be just awesome. And I do have that information under fundraising on our website as well. If you just go to, I don't know if you have our website, but it's www.heartherocapes.com. And
I just have that. It's already on my blog and posted on the message boards, and I'm sharing it on MySpace. Facebook. I don't even do MySpace hardly anymore.
Okay. And then we have a website for our event that's coming up. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but it's allstar24sports.com. And
all right.
That's a pretty awesome site. We just launched that Friday night. Have you been on that yet, Justin?
I have. That looks really good. And I will be down there. The plan is to be down there for that bowling event, so it should be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So we're hoping to.
We can find that from the Power Cape site, correct?
We don't currently have the All-Star page listed, but we will certainly be putting that up. I think that page just went live, last week, Kitty?
It was late Friday night, really late.
Late Friday night, yeah.
I'll get all that to you, but it's just allstar24sports.com. And that's on Facebook. If you look at the Hard Heroes page on Facebook has a link to that.
Okay, I'll trace it from there and make sure I do get that passed out to everybody concerned, and see if I can't get some more real-life superheroes pointed your way to help, if at all possible.
Oh, that would just be awesome. Thank you. And I'll tell you, my 3-year-old little boy, he is Super Sam, and he thanks you too. He calls himself Super Sam, so he's almost outworn his cape. I'll tell you what, that's how much he wears it. We've got a little food stains on there.
With my little buddy Rambo that I gave that little plastic souvenir cape to, that I told about earlier, they had to make him physically take it from him before he go to bed at night so he wouldn't sleep in it. They had to make sure they had it in their hand when he went to school, because he kept carrying it to school with him to wear it at school. He wanted to take it. When they went to church, they made sure they had it in their hands so they could have it back right after church. And finally, I think they ended up telling him that he had to keep his secret identity so that he would leave the cape when they went in public, which is really, really quite funny. I mean, he's a very aggressive, living type person. He eats life with a silver spoon, and it was just an honor to be able to give that cape to him and see what all he did with it. Well, Kitty and Justin, I want to thank y'all for being here. We got about 13 minutes. I guess Silver Sentinel may have got busy. He's not going to be able to call in today, looks like. I understand he's been working double shifts, getting ready for Christmas and everything. I did want to kind of, like I said, thank you. Again, it's Power Capes, and, of course, the event in Hurt Heroes of the event is allstar24sports.com. I'll put all those links up on my blog, the Crossfire Academy for Superheroes on Blogger. You can also follow my other two blogs, the Fire by Night, where I post my random thoughts and conclusions that I come to through the week, and the Superhero Bible Study, which is a reposting of a previous set of blogs that I did. Those are up there. I will have links to all of these on there. I want to touch on the next few weeks. We've got some special things coming up for the people in the community. Next week is going to be an interesting show. Time Man is going to be with me, and he is going to be helping me present the study on Nicholas of Myra, who is the man behind the legend of Santa Claus, and is probably one of the original real-life superheroes before we knew what to call him. He's a very amazing man when you look at the historical person and not the Coca-Cola fantasy that we have floating around on the airwaves right now. He was a very interesting person. The week after that, we're going to have Anonyman from Canada. I'm not sure the exact area, Saskatchewan, I think. And he's going to be helping me do a show on DUI and what we can do to keep our roads safe on New Year's Eve. Coming up in January, we've got Captain Australia, DC's Guardian, Zeta Man, and Peter Tangent from the Real Life Superhero Project. So we've got some real exciting shows coming up. So those of you that have been looking forward to some of these, definitely call in. It's going to keep getting better. We keep getting more and more callers. I've got about 10 minutes left on the show. Kitty, is there anything else you could share with us before we wrap this up? Maybe one more or two more testimonials. I don't know how many of those I can handle at one thing. Those are, wow. Those are awesome.
Well, I did see one here. That was a good one too. There is one. Scroll down here to the bottom. It's, thank you for this super cape. Tiernan is 15 months old. He has complete AV canal, right-sided AV valve, hypoplastic LV, aorta, mitral valve, and some other stuff. He's had 2 open heart surgeries and had one last Christmas Eve. We are so excited to have this Christmas with our little hero. You're doing a magnificent thing with these capes. I've got another one here. So excited about this. Thank you so much for what you do. My Jake has hypoplastic left heart and is post-Glenn. He's our miracle. If you have not, she wants to change the color of her cape, but that's, I didn't read that one before I said it out. Justin, you get on that one.
I'm working on it.
Let's see. Thanks so much for doing this. I know my little hero loves his cape. Let's see here. Oh, there's one mom. Gosh, she's got, you probably remember this, Justin, but, they say that congenital heart disease is not, it's not hereditary, which to me, I do not believe that. I think it is hereditary. Every one of my children have something with the heart. And we, of course, didn't know that until we had Sam, and now we're traced back to figure out one of my kids has a hole in the heart, the other one has a murmur. So, I feel that it is hereditary, but bless this mom, she has 3 boys. All 3 of them have a heart defect. And she has got some phenomenal pictures of her boys on our website, on Facebook, in their capes. They all have blue matching capes. And she has sent us so many pictures of those kids, and they're just amazing. So it's worth taking a look at. They range in ages, it looks like, from maybe 7 or 6 down to 2 or 3. So pretty amazing. But there's over 30 photos of kids with capes on our website, and, I hope people will take a look at them and see all these little heroes that we have. And, it's great, too, because, people at the hospitals and stuff are finding out about it and able to refer more and more people. On our website, we actually have a request a cape form where kids or parents of these children can go on and request their cape. And so we really encourage people to, if they know of a hero or, want to post it on their Facebook page for heroes, to let people know that, we're an organization that's out there and trying to get capes to people. So hopefully people will kind of take advantage of that.
Wow.
Let me see if I had another one here. Go ahead.
I am in awe of what you guys do for these kids. I've been working with kids for 20 years, and you just amaze me at whenever I come across something like this. The opportunities you had to bless kids. I know with the HIPAA laws and everything that it used to be a clown could get into a hospital and work with the kids just real easy, but they've gotten real strict in who they let in and who they don't for the safety of the kids, and I thoroughly understand that. And I see you opening doors here to where you can bless these kids' lives in ways that are just so great, so much better than anything else I have heard in a long time. I want to commend you. If Silver Sentinel doesn't call in and change it, I'm going to unofficially, and I'm sure he'll add to it and make it official, to me and Heart Heroes and Power Capes as this week's Silver Seal. I will approve it with him, but I'm going to put you up and nominate you for the Silver Seal of Approval this week, which is a high honor here in our community. Y'all are just phenomenal, and I appreciate what you do. And like I said, I'm going to see what I can do to support you. And if there's any time you have something in this area that you would need just a pair of feet on the ground, a pair of hands in the area, I offer myself, and any other areas I will direct other heroes to help out where I can, because this is just a few minutes that you'd spend on making the donation or delivering the cape or just writing a letter to the kid to go with the cape or whatever is just such a powerful impact. It's like an atom bomb going off. It is that kind of impact that kids are our greatest treasure. I've always said that, I so appreciate what you do for these little angels. I know it hits you personally with your child and your precious angel, and the 200 kids that you blessed already, the 200 more that are waiting, we want to see what we can do about making that waiting list a little shorter by getting some funding to you. So my listeners, the people on my blog, the people on the message boards, anybody that downloads this, do follow those websites, come to the blog. I will put the links on there, and let's see what we can do about helping these people out, helping out Heart Heroes and getting capes to more of these precious people. If you are in the Omaha area, Omaha's where the event is, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Your event's in Omaha?
Yes, in Omaha, Nebraska. On February 19th.
In the Omaha, Nebraska area, go to www.allstar24sports.com. Find out about the event. If you are a real-life superhero, contact them. See if you can help them out in some way. If you're not a real-life superhero, contact them anyway. See what you can do to help. This is a worthy cause. This is a great opportunity, people. And let's not let these people down. Let's not let them pass by. And I've got about 4 minutes remaining. Kitty, if there's any last comments you or Justin want to make before we say goodbye?
I would say that February is our big event, and February happens to be Congenital Heart Disease Awareness Month. So maybe we can, even partner together and touch back base with you on a call just to kind of see what progress we've made by then.
I will definitely put the word out. I've got some friends that are not superhero up in that area, but definitely a lot of Renaissance Fair friends from up in there. I've actually performed in the Omaha area, so I have friends from there, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and other areas that may be just as willing to suit up, if not in a superhero suit and in a Renaissance garb, and make your event even a little better. So anything I can do, I'll pass it on, and definitely try to get folks involved in it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having us, and, we really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here and for calling in. Justin, anything else from you?
Well, I just want to once again thank you both. And if anybody out there is interested not only in donating to Heart Heroes, but really in helping out, like you said, if somebody wants to maybe help out with an event in another city to really, take this idea of this event in February and start working on expanding that into other areas, hands and time and commitments like that are always greatly appreciaed. So any help would be appreciated, and you can just reach out to either Kitty or myself through either of our websites, and we'll be happy to work with you and see what we can do. But thanks for having me.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Okay. A lot of people, too, think, I don't have the time or the money to invest in a big, major fundraiser. And it doesn't have to be major. And that's the thing is, I did a fundraiser with a gal that had contacted me that has a home business that sells jewelry. And she sells Zapata. And she said, I want to do a fundraiser for you. And we did this fundraiser. And at the end of the day, she was able to write me a check for $400 for capes.
Definitely. It doesn't take much. If you want, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up. If you want to add anything on, just stay on the line after the... I've got about 90 seconds left on. I can stay over up to an hour after the show if there's anything else you want to touch on. So do hang on the line. There's just a couple more things I want to tell you. The rest of you be back here next week for Superhero Academy. Same cross time, same cross channel. And here's our ending theme.
We're men in light. We roam around the forest looking for light. We're men in tight. We run from the rich and give to the poor, that's right. We may look like cities, but what would you say, or else we'll put out your light. We're men in tight. Always on guard, defending the people's rights.
still on but not streaming anymore. Just wanted to throw out to you. I will try to send you some links, some of the things like the various comic conventions. I think, Justin, would be great if you had the opportunity to set up at some of those and just promote what you do. Gets the word out to the people that are like-minded. MegaCon in Florida happens in March. The Comic-Con in San Diego, I've got to look the date up on that. I think it's in April. There are several throughout the country. Again, the Superman Festival in Metropolis would be a great opportunity, especially if you wanted to gather Heart Heroes together, because you've got basically from what I've seen in the pictures, I have not been able to make it since I learned about it, and I'm hoping to go this year, but there's a lot of it's out in the open, like a city festival. It's not like an indoor type event, and it would be great just to see a little army of Heart Heroes walking through there with their capes on, just being the superheroes that they are. I think that would be amazing. Now, Kitty, you were saying something before I had to close off there.
Oh, just that I was just talking about how, it doesn't have to be this major extravagant fundraiser, that every little small bit helps, and, some of the smaller ones are just as effective, if not better.
We did a fundraiser I did back in September. At that point, I had actually lost a job and was trying to find a new job, and I wanted to do something for this young lady and just help her out in some way. And it's like I didn't have $50 to donate, so I told my wife, I got $50 worth of yard sale stuff here that I can gather up. And I started gathering things together, and I put the word out to other people and told them to do the same thing. And we had a 2-day yard sale in the city park in Whitehall, Arkansas. I had a friend that was in a band. They came out and did a free concert. Another friend is a DJ, and he came out both days and did karaoke through the day for free. We had the Shrine Clowns come out. Levion, or Captain Halo, which is the gentleman who I learned about Power Capes from on Facebook. He's one of your friends on Facebook. He actually loaded a van of stuff up in Illinois and drove all the way to Arkansas to be part of the event with this van load of yard sale items. I had people that cleaned out their sheds, one lady even offered me the contents of her house. And in 2 days, we were able to raise $1,000 and still had enough yard sale stuff, probably to double that. And just as fast as we would empty a table, somebody would show up with another 2 or 3 boxes of stuff and fill it up. And people would shop and buy stuff, and they would go home and clean their shed out or their garage or whatever. They'd come back and say, we want to give some more back, so that, they not only did they help with buying stuff, they helped by giving more stuff to buy. And I just thought it was such a successful fundraiser. It's like, I'm going to do this again. Anytime there's a cause, this is a great way to let people, it's painless giving is what I say. Everybody's got yard sale stuff, and a lot of times it just ends up thrown out. But it can be put into a good cause like this, whether it's given to the Goodwill or put to a fundraiser like the one I did, or to a fundraiser for something like Power Capes or Heart Heroes, would be just time well spent. Like I said, it's painless. You're not having to actually cut into your budget because you're able to give from what you have extra there.
Yeah.
Still there?
I'm still here. I'm just listening, but yeah, for me,
I'm listening. I'm sorry, but for some reason it was cutting out on me.
That's entirely possible. I need to check the charge on my phone here, I guess. But the fundraisers are easy to put together. I know some charities that in my local area that actually use things like Tupperware or Avon as fundraisers, just ongoing ways to raise money for their small charities they work in the area. Home interiors parties can be done, little things like that. There's just so many different ways you can raise funds. Even if you just take the change from the end of the day and put it in a jar on your desk, and at the end of the week or the end of the month, whatever, donate that adds up really quick. And there's so many ways to raise money for worthy causes like this.
Yeah, there is. And so I think once people realize it's so easy to do and it doesn't take a lot of effort that, hopefully more people will invest their time in trying to help us raise the money to get these capes out. And, the gift of giving, the holiday season, I think people give to so many charities and give to so many organizations. If they realized what a need for congenital heart disease awareness there is, that maybe they would consider doing, some of their donations to an organization like Heart Heroes.
I think a lot of them, if they actually learned about it, there's a lot of people that once they learn about it, will see the value that it's not like, some charities have so much overhead that what you donate to them doesn't seem to filter out into the needs of the people as much because they've grown so big. And then other charities like Heart Heroes, the cost of what's being done is worth the cost. For $25 I can send a cape, either the cape gifts to a young lady in the hospital in Little Rock or in Omaha or wherever. That's well worth it. I mean, that's the cost of making it. That's the cost of shipping it. It's not like I'm paying an extravagant amount and it's going into somebody's pocket because y'all are donating your time and your effort also. It's not, and the rewards that you get from hearing these stories and that I get from hearing these stories are just amazing. And if that's not even a tenth of the rewards that these young people get from getting these capes, I like I said, I've seen it personally, and I can, whether it's a teddy bear given to a young child on the side of the road that's been in a car accident, and the police do that down here in Arkansas. They have these prepackaged teddy bears, and they'll hand them out, or a cape given to a young man or woman who's going through heart surgery. Those little details that take them out of the ordinary, mundane, my life stinks kind of life and give them something special, something super, we should say. Those are important. And as we wrap up, I want to thank you again for what you do. Thank you for coming on the show, and look forward to hearing more from you. I've got contact with Power Capes on Facebook, and I will look up the link for the event and send that out, especially to my friends up north, and see if we can get you some support in that area. I will send you links, Justin, to the RLSH.org and the Superman Festival and anything else I think I've add on there. I think that you're gonna make a bigger splash than you already have. The first year you've done a great thing, and on behalf of those 200 kids that you've already blessed and the 200 kids that you've got on the waiting list, I want to say thank you. And for the hundreds and thousands of kids that you're going to bless down the road, thank you ahead of time. And anything that we can do, that I can do to help make that better, I'm going to try and do. Like I said, my services are offered, and I'm sure there are more of those like me out here that are going to offer our services. Power Capes and Heart Heroes are true real-life superheroes. You're out there helping the people in need, and that's what it's all about. And thank you very much for that and for being here and sharing how you do it.
Thank you. Go ahead, Justin.
No, I was just saying thank you. I'm actually going to let you guys go. So, Kitty, I'll probably touch base with you next week, and I'll keep my eye open for that email.
Okay, thanks,
Justin.
Justin.
I'll send that out there then.
Great.
Thank you again, and I'm going to wrap this up, everybody. This is Crossfire the Crusader for Superhero Academy signing out. Wasn't a very long after show. Be sure and call in next week as we explore Nicholas of Myria, otherwise known as Santa Claus, real-life superhero, and our upcoming guests in January and beyond, because Superhero Academy is here to stay. We're going to find ways that we can impact our community, we can make a difference, and we can change lives. And thank you again, Heart Heroes, Power Capes. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Justin, for calling in. Thank you, all the people in the chat room, and Lord Malignants for all the links and research that you did during the show and sent to me through the chat room. I look forward to seeing everybody next week, 5 p.m. Central, a.k.a. same cross time, same cross channel. Have a good day and good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.